Is that a thing?
It can be.
People really do that?
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Some jackass out there is trying.
Oh, I'm sure back in the 90s.
Want to do it.
Do a mohawk.
I'm sure like punks back in the 90s did it. I
was getting ready to say, like, there's in Terminator when the guys are getting beat up. Doesn't
I think he does. He's got the mullet.
It's like green or whatever, and it like
just a hawk, like the mohawk in the front,
and then there's like hair.
Yeah. It's like down in the back or some shit.
Yeah,
it probably is a thing.
No,
that's a what do they call that?
Hold on,
you need to do a pineapple hawk.
Do
something different.
That they call those
just literally like bangs right here, and then like the back part right here just points up, and shaved rest.
I'm sure. Let's not make that a style.
Let's do it.
Like, there's some hairstyles out there.
There you go.
Why not? I mean, I wouldn't on it, but
yeah. I could see him doing that. You should do that.
I want to look it up, see if people's done it.
Still do it.
Just do a mullet, dude. Go for it. Go big.
No.
Yeah, I tried so hard.
Fucking Oliver Tree. I do have some wild ass fucking hair.
I wanted you to get the mullet.
He tried to get him to do that for our wedding.
Well, I wanted him to do the mullet with the bowl cut. That's what I wanted him to do.
No.
Oh my god. Yeah, you should. So Diddy's getting off.
Yeah, I heard.
It's pretty crazy. I was going to bring a bottle of water down here and I forgot.
You know what I don't understand is like people want to be all up in arms and do this no kings protest and bullshit, but this totally fine.
I don't understand it either. You guys are protesting the president, but you're not protesting someone getting off on sexual assault and everything else. Like I don't.
So much for Me Too, right?
It's not even the Me Too thing, man. It's just.
No, I'm just saying, like, the whole equality thing and all the, dude, old women are...
This country is backwards. I don't understand what's going on. Then everybody wonders why I just don't care. I just go on about my day and don't pay attention to anybody. Or like a lot of people, to be honest with you. I really don't like a lot of people. And it's not because of, like, I don't know. I just think that the country's gone to shit. The way people act, the way people treat each other. It's ridiculous.
That's totally
politics but I've never, like, growing up, you never thought that politics would be as big a thing as it is. As an adult, like it was, like, that politics were a thing where we were kids.
Yeah, no, I think
it was never so divided as it is now.
Yeah, I think it's just that things were more
humble, stable. Yeah, that's a good word.
Like, I saw all these people, like, politicizing all these floods and all these people that died, and they're like, oh, bunch of MAGA lovers, I hope they did die. Stuff like that. And it's like, why does that matter? It's life's lost. Yeah. It's kids. It's like, everything is politicized now. Everything. But it's like if you're a doctor, you walk in and you go, well, wait, before you tell me anything, did you vote for Trump or did you vote for Biden or Kamala? Oh, you voted for Trump. I can't treat you.
It's really bad, though, because you guys do this walking down the street or going to work or even walking through a store. You look at people and be like, I bet they're a liberal. Like, you look at people that way. That's not the way you should look at people.
But even if you do, so what? Because, like, the difference
I'm saying that's what we've been accustomed to now.
Sure, but, like, I'm just saying that, like, the difference is if they fall down and are, like, bleeding out on the street, I'm not going to ignore them.
Right, yeah, of course.
Because they're a liberal.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And plus, like, I'm sure there's people that could look at me and be like, oh, she's a liberal because I, spike up my hair or whatever. Like, I'm not, but, like, looks are deceiving. I try not to base it on people's looks or whatever, but I'm just saying that the volatility seems to be one-sided.
It is. But then you also got Elon Musk over here making a new political party.
Look, he is the epitome of a spoiled fucking kid.
He is, yeah.
Like, he was all about it, and then he doesn't get his way, and he throws a temper tantrum. Dude,
I'm intrigued. Dude. Honestly, I'm intrigued. I'm like, he's calling it the American Party, and I'm like, wow. Like, can you do that? Like, can you call it the American Party?
I wouldn't trust Elon Musk.
I wouldn't either. Like
he is the businessman, right? And he is the guy that goes through and does like, like Doge, I can get behind that. He's the guy that would do that, right?
Right.
But like, he is way too wishy-washy to be anything but that. Because as soon as something doesn't go his way, he's going to press the red button. I'm not.
So, I don't know what to make of it all. Honestly, can we just go back to when it was a fucking race between, like, I don't know, George Bush and fucking
It was
Al
a moral.
Gore? You know what I mean? Like, remember that? Remember those days?
People
It's
had
like,
political races due to moral stances.
yeah, like, yeah, you didn't like the political parties, but you weren't supposed to because they're politicians.
No, I think that for things to have gotten as bad as they are now, it started back then.
I agree. Yeah, you're right about that. I just, we sat here and we praised and we voted for Trump and all that. But I don't know where.
The only
what he's
disappointment
doing.
I have so far in him is the Epstein thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset about that shit. That
Now,
shit irritated me.
I did see one TikToker that was talking about, bear with me, but like all of this, like big fish versus little fish, right? Where he's holding on to it as leverage for something. And then this guy was talking about, well, all the trade deals start going through, all of this, this, that, and the other. Okay, that's all fine and dandy, right? Like, if that's what happened, okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. That's what happened. But it's still bullshit.
I think he's on the list.
Those kids deserve justice.
Yeah, no shit.
And if you want leverage, talk about leverage when they're not even in that fucking position anymore.
I think he's on the list.
But there again,
that's what
fucking Diddy got off.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's up or down or right.
So
left.
I believe that Trump, if this could be true, he could be on that list.
That's too easy.
He could be on the list, and that's why they don't want it released.
That's too easy.
Or too many other politicians.
I said it to Karen earlier today. I said the problem that I have with it is it's been in the hands of people that didn't want it released for years.
Yeah.
Years. Plenty of time for them to manipulate the files that they had.
Well, they're smart because what they do.
Though, if Trump's name was on it,
right.
Biden had it too.
Yeah.
He could have released it. So that's why I'm saying Trump's name being the reason.
Well, the thing is, now check this out. It wasn't just Trump, though. You've got the Clintons on there, too.
Sure. But I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure Barack Obama's
you're
even
telling
been
me
on
that
they.
You're telling me that they couldn't manipulate it. You're telling me that they.
I know.
They would have released it. But my point is like his name being the catalyst here. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy to say that that's your scapegoat or whatever.
Right.
Like that's.
And as for P. Diddy, dude, that motherfucker got off because he knows too many people and he's got too much shit on other people. That's
all
what
I
that
can
comes
think
down
about
to.
is 8mm. You got money, you can do whatever you want.
So I think he's got dirt on a lot of people that helped him get off. Why do you think he was sitting in that fucking courtroom the whole time with a smile on his face? He knew he wasn't. He knew nothing was going to come of it. At most, he'll get time served. He'll get time served. That's it.
In a celebrity prison.
And nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to say a
no,
word.
Time served.
We're not going to have
he's already served the time.
We're not going to have any protests over this. We're not going to have any protests over the Epstein files. No, we're going to just protest no kings. That's what we do in America. Get the fuck over.
You know what I think? I think I'm just going to stay in my house and do my thing and enjoy doing my podcast for all of you out there who like to watch us. Right,
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah. So we're just going to stay home and keep doing what we're doing. Go to work every day, pay our outrageously large taxes and our outrageously large grocery bills. Trump.
I don't know. I'm getting pretty pissy about all that.
I am too. I thought that something was going to be done about that a long time ago.
I wouldn't think it was going to happen that fast.
It's not going to be that fast.
I didn't think it was going to happen that fast, but I thought it would have happened by now.
No. I mean, you got to think how long
they
it's going to take.
They didn't fuck up the economy that fast. Yeah. It took almost the whole 4 years. We didn't start to feel it until the last.
It's going to take a lot longer.
I don't know, man. Whenever I'm sitting over here and I'm like, why am I still struggling? You guys don't understand. I don't just have a job. I do stuff from home. I sell things at a farmer's market. I do all kinds of stuff to try to make extra money to make ends meet in my house. And it's still tough and that's sad because it's not like I work some dead end, $15 an hour job. I have a good job. I have a
Oh,
trade.
no. There's a whole analysis. Excuse me. About $25 and where it actually gets you.
Nothing.
So $25 an hour over the course of a year. By the time you pay for all of the things you have to pay for, not anything you want, you've got $2,000 left.
Yeah, I know.
If that.
$2,000.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's on the high end.
You got people out here paying $1,500 a month in rent who only make $19 an hour. Add that up. What do you make? $19 an hour. What do you make on a 40-hour paycheck?
Right.
What do you bring home? What, fucking $600, maybe $500 a week? That's without your insurance and everything included.
Oh, I like
$25
the whole thing.
an
It's
hour
like,
is
oh,
a
you're
low income. Like
your house
nowadays.
And that's sad because that's what a lot of
About what I
tradesmen
bring
make.
Yeah, I mean,
about 6
10 years ago,
yeah.
About what I bring
Yeah.
home a week.
And how much do you make?
21.
Well, after taxes, it's
21.
more like
10 years ago, $25 made you like middle class.
Yeah, but 625. All right, so he's bringing home. Let's just
About
round it.
21.
Let's round it. Let's round it to like $600 a week. You're making $600 a week, and add that up. That's 4 weeks. That's $2,400 for the month. Well, right there, $1,500 of
You
it is
got
gone.
$900 left. For the
Right,
whole month.
that's gone right there. Just rent alone on a 2-bedroom apartment now,
Mhm.
and that's in our town. That's not in a city. Cities are more expensive.
Well, here's the thing. Every analysis or every what do you call it, financial wizard will tell you no more than 30% of your income should go to your dwelling, rent or mortgage. Tell me where you can get a place to live now that's within that range,
Right.
based on what
You
you,
have to
make.
buy a home. You have to have a mortgage, and it has to be a very cheap mortgage. So
I got lucky. We bought our house before everything started blowing up. So like my house is like tripled in value since we bought it. But like, you look around at rent and people pay more in rent than I pay on my mortgage.
100%. People pay almost double like
Yeah.
what I pay on
Yeah.
my mortgage.
Hell, those fucking apartments over there that they just built. And opened.
$1,400 for a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
and our
You know
mortgage is
anybody,
even
a
that.
single person that can afford $1,400 a month?
No. Nope. I think that those apartments were built to house more than one person, though. They knew that it would get paid. That's what
I think
the
those
idea of that
apartments
was.
are.
Trash, garbage.
I drove past there the other day. There's like 12 cars in the parking lot.
I know.
And you got like 17 buildings. There's like 12 cars.
12 cars because nobody can afford to rent them fucking things out.
All
Like
these
literally,
people arguing
you can go
online
down the
about
street
it.
here and rent a 3-bedroom you can rent a 3-bedroom duplex, brand new brick that I put the brick on. I know this because I asked him how much he was going to rent them out for. $1,500 a month for a 3-bedroom duplex. Now, don't get me wrong, that's still expensive.
Yeah.
But that's still better placement than a fucking apartment.
If I'm gonna pay $1,500, I'm gonna take the duplex every time over
Yeah.
the 1-bedroom apartment.
Exactly.
Right.
Just saying, because then you get at least a roommate or two. You know what I
They
mean? Like,
built
hey, help me
that.
pay these bills.
They built those apartments, and they're building another set of apartments over there by Menards, with in mind of that battery plant opening up. That's literally why they built them.
But how much are they paying at that battery plant? You went and had an interview. They're not paying any more than anybody else around
I
here.
told them how much I wanted, and they have not called me back.
But that's what I'm
How
saying.
much? How much did you tell them you wanted?
I wanted $30 an hour.
I thought that's what they were going to start at.
Nope.
What are they starting at?
16.
What the fuck?
See, that's what I'm saying.
That's not
that's
even.
less than
That's
fucking
like
Rock
that's like
Space.
you can go to fucking Menards and work at a cash register for $16. Actually, it's more than that. Madison worked there and she was making $17 an hour, something like that.
I told
Hell,
them
I
when
worked at
when they
Food Town, I fucking made 23.
Yeah.
when they brought me in, I said I told them well, how much I make right now. I said, but on top of that, I also bring in a bonus every month that equals up to just about $30 an hour.
Yeah, you can go to McDonald's right now and make that, dude. Flipping burgers.
And the person that was the HR lady, she was like really interested in hiring me because all my background and all that. And she said, well, I'll get with the people that do the hiring. And she said, I will let you know as soon as I find out.
So yeah, they're planning on all this for that battery plant because everybody's been told that they're going to make bank. Good fucking luck.
Right.
They did say that they were going to start out at like $24 an hour for the position I put in, which is machine operator.
Yeah, that's going to change quickly. I guarantee.
I'm sure it
Or
will.
they realize they can't fill them positions.
I told them, I said, in order
Yeah.
for you to get me, this is what I need.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so welcome back. Sorry we weren't here last week. Between the 4th of July and everything else, like Madison leaving, there was a lot going on last week for me. So it wasn't in the cards. I didn't even have time to watch the movie last week. I didn't watch it until last night. So
Like, we watched
Yeah.
it 2 weeks ago.
yeah. So I
I
watched.
wish I would have started it sooner last night, man. It took forever.
Well, look at the runtime.
Yeah,
I
it's 2
didn't
hours.
notice the runtime until I was watching. I was like, oh shit.
Each of the segments was like
You
a half
watched it
hour
on
long.
Plex, didn't you?
Yeah, so
They
then
got
I
ads, too,
had to
right?
go through the ads too. I was
It's
like,
like that. I rented it
I
on
wanna let you
Amazon.
borrow it.
I rented that bitch on Amazon. I was like, yeah. So
Any one of y'all could have borrowed it.
I don't know, but it was
Oh,
free on
yeah.
Plex, and I just
Yeah.
okay. Well, there you go.
We own it.
And how long did it stay sealed before we opened it?
I don't know.
Like 9 years? Or something like that. What?
he just wants to mess with your mic.
I need to hear you.
His mouth is up there, Joseph.
No, is it too close to your face?
Oh.
I like that. If it's too close, you can move it back.
Now people are going to be
But like
listening to this.
before, last time you were on, dude, like you were talking and you just sounded muffled because like
Well,
you're talking
because I don't
over
want to
it.
mess with it when Madison was here, because you're just going to have to
now
re-screw with it.
she's not. So
Well, obviously.
People are going to be listening to the podcast and
And you
what
hear
I
that
said.
whoa.
They're like,
Oh,
I'm
sorry,
going to
guys.
turn on YouTube, see what the fuck just happened.
I've actually been told by quite a few people that we're better to watch than to listen to, because
At least they
there's
can
times
actually
when they want to see
what's
like what
going
our
on.
faces look like when somebody says something, or like
mostly all the dirty looks that me and Madison would give each other.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was.
I've been told that I don't have to talk. My face does the talking sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's good.
All right, moving on. Creator profile.
I have absolutely no
Joel
idea.
David Moore.
There were a lot of actors in this movie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was Joel David. It was Joel, whatever his name is.
Joel David Moore. He's literally like the only dude in
Like I
here.
said,
dude,
I would.
Kane
No, there
Hodder.
was, there
Kane
was,
Hodder.
yeah,
There
Kane
was quite a
Hodder,
bit.
the guy that played the
Jump-
drive-in
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
I thought about
him
him.
Jump to conclusions guy.
Yeah.
Is that the same guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention you had General Bukaki, whatever his real name is. I can't remember.
General Bukaki.
Yeah,
Oh,
General
Eric
Bukaki,
Roberts.
yeah,
Yeah,
Eric
That's
Roberts.
typical Eric Roberts stuff.
Oh, definitely.
I don't think
Yeah.
I thought we would do Joel David Moore just because I don't know when else we might do him.
Oh, I agree.
So
Because we didn't do it for we weren't doing this for Grandma's Boy.
You think Grandma's Boy Hatchet?
Hatchet, we don't have
I
that.
love
in
Hatchet.
there. And then the Avatar movies.
He was in the Avatar movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but if you're going to do the
Roberts.
Avatar movies, you're not going to pick him.
Oh, that's
I mean,
right.
there's
he
a
was,
bunch of
wasn't
other
he?
people
Yeah,
in there
I
to
forgot.
You got
So-
Kane Hodder was in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kane Hodder. I thought about that, but I was like, but eventually.
No,
we're
no, no.
gonna do Jason.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Like I said, there were a lot of no name actors.
The Doctor.
Known name actors.
He had me fucking rolling.
Oh yeah,
This
the
movie,
Doctor,
dude.
dude. Yes, yes.
He had me fucking laughing, dude. He's fucking cracking me up.
Everything he said was gibberish.
It was gibberish because I heard at one point it was like something Chipotle, like, or no, he said, what was it? Skyline chili. He said, Skyline chili. Like, just weird random shit that I'm like,
yeah.
Then I heard
He would
Chipotle
throw
there
in
at
some
one point or
legit
something.
German, but it would be like completely misplaced. He'd be like, Sprechen Deich Noids or whatever, you know, like he.
It was pretty funny. Anyway, do you want to read the creator profile or the?
I can read the career profile.
Okay, because it's short. So
Oh, is it? Okay.
yeah,
I heard he was a dick.
I've heard the same. I've heard that he's not a very nice guy, which is weird. He looks like the kind of guy that would be a nice
He looks
guy.
like somebody who got picked on a lot in high school. It
Yeah,
should be
maybe
nice.
that's why he's a dick.
Well, that's usually the case.
So everybody that sees him just like makes the fucking robot noises from, you know.
How did they see?
Yeah, so he probably gets tired of it and like just is like,
Sit on my face.
yeah, stuff like that. I'm sure like people get pissed off, or he gets pissed off over it.
Hey, JD.
Fuck.
I love that part. How do you see me?
That was completely improvised too.
Joel David Moore was born and raised in Portland, Oregon, to Missy and John Moore. He graduated from Southern Oregon University in Ashland, Oregon, where he earned his Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in 2001. After graduating, Joel moved to Los Angeles, where he began his career by appearing in a variety of television commercials, as well as a music video for the song Youth of the Nation by rap rock band POD.
Where the fuck was he in there?
I don't know. I have to go back and watch it.
I would too. I've seen that video 100 times.
Right.
Yeah, right.
He began booking guest appearances on television shows in 2001. He appeared on the first season of Boston Public as the character Herzl. He reprised his role in an episode during the second season. In 2003, he guest starred on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Angels, 6 Feet Under, and Strong Medicine. His breakthrough role came a year later when he appeared in the film Dodgeball, A True Underdog Story, starring Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
He also appeared on Grandma's Boy with Linda Cardellini and Art School Confidential with John Malkovich. In 2007, Joel made his feature directorial debut with the film Spiral, a psychological thriller filmed in his hometown of Portland, in which he also starred alongside Amber Tamblyn. The film received mixed reviews but won the Gold Vision Award at the Santa Barbara International Film Festival, which is given to films that demonstrate innovative filmmaking. In 2008, he was cast in the supporting role of Dr. Norm Spellman in James Cameron's Avatar, as well as in a recurring role in the Fox series Bones as Colin Fisher. Joel has established himself as an actor who works consistently. Since the release of Avatar in 2009, he has appeared in Oliver Stone's film Savages, Gone with Amanda Seyfried, and The Guest. In 2016, he directed his second film, Youth in Oregon, starring Frank Langella, Billy Crudup, and Christina Applegate. In 2002, Joel reprised his role as Norm Spellman in James Cameron's sequel, Avatar: The Way of the Water, and will appear in the third film, Avatar: Fire and Ash 2025. That's it.
Yep, that's it. All right, favorite Joel David Moore movie.
Hatchet.
Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, this Grandma's Boy.
Grandma's Boy,
For sure.
Come on.
I like his acting in Hatchet.
I like Grandma's Boy. He was great in this movie.
Hey, woo.
But I also like the Avatar movies. But Grandma's Boy is by far the best. By far. That
I like
movie's-
the character he played in Hatchet. It was so different from Grandma's Boy. And then I really just liked the acting he did in it because all I knew was like Grandma's Boy and that kind of stuff. So it was kind of neat to see something different.
Nice to see him in something different.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can keep the doll.
All right, moving on. That was fast.
With the quickness.
Dun, dun, dun. Do, do, do.
Let's talk about the movie.
Hey guys, let's talk about the movie.
Let's
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
car dealership.
Yeah.
So this week we watched Chillerama from 2011.
Sure did.
Karen, plot synopsis.
It's the closing night at the last drive-in theater in America, and Cecil B. Kaufman has planned the ultimate marathon of lost film prints to unleash upon his faithful cinephile patrons. 4 films so rare that they have never been exhibited publicly on American soil until this very night, with titles like Wadzilla, I Was a Teenage Werebear, The Diary of Anne Frankenstein, and Zombie Movie. Chillerama not only celebrates the golden age of drive-in B horror schlock, but also spans over 4 decades of cinema with something for every bad taste. Richard Ryle as Cecil B. Kaufman, Adam Rifkin as Miles Munson, Ray Wise, Dr. Weems. I mean, like, yeah. Adolf Hitler as Joel David Moore. You know, all those people.
Adolf Hitler as Joel David Moore?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he played
You
him.
mean Joel David Moore as Adolf Hitler?
No, I mean Adolf Hitler played Joel David Moore.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, obviously.
Okay. Well, you were like saying it seriously, like that's how it was typed out.
I'm pretty,
Convincing?
yeah, like Van Damme about
Van Damme.
how I do my sarcasm.
Okay.
You've known me like all this time.
Well, I didn't know if that's what it actually said.
Could you tell I was kidding?
He's married to you.
You've known me longer.
That's not the point. He knows.
He's like, I don't want to
He
talk about
spent
this
more
anymore.
time with you.
Fair point.
Anyway, what'd you watch? Would you recommend?
Yes and yes.
I'm going to say no and no.
I knew it. Yes and yes. No and
It's
no.
a house divided.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
I knew it.
I don't.
I have
plan on
no
ever-
qualms about saying no.
I have
was divided.
I heard no plans to watch it again, and I really don't know who I could
Who can you recommend it to?
recommend.
I'd
it.
recommend
like
it.
us?
I recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, if people
I don't give a shit.
like movies that are so bad it's funny, then yeah, I'd recommend it to them.
It kind of gives me an ego boost if I recommend a movie to somebody and they're like, "That was fucking terrible," and I'm like, "Tomato, tomato."
I feel like most of the movie is very sexually driven, especially
yeah.
the first two skits. I don't know.
I like recommending like bad songs to people. Like
There's a lot of bad songs in
the
that.
big-
Actually, all the three of them except for the Anne Frankenstein.
Dude, that was the best part of
That's
that one.
is easily the best part of it.
Is
What
that
are you talking
he can't do the musical like they start it and then it just like stops.
about? Don't they do it at the end of the movie though?
Yeah, they do it at the end of the
Yeah.
movie, but like for the skit itself, like they cut
Right.
out the music, and I was like, "Yep, this one's my favorite just because of that."
The whole skit was great though. It was awesome. That was my favorite part of the whole movie. Like the Diary of Anne Frankenstein was hands down the funniest fucking shit.
I like the wraparound a lot.
I don't honestly. I don't like it at all.
It's B movie.
I thought it would have been better
if
if they just would have went with like some B movie crap, but like it was like just a bunch of like I don't know. I just
Wadzilla.
yeah.
That's mine.
Wadzilla was okay. I didn't hate on it that much. It's just
dude, it was a lot funnier.
but
than
like
I remember it
the
being.
werebear thing.
Oh, that's a
No.
terrible.
That's-
That's the worst
The
one.
best thing about that one was the music.
The only thing I found the only thing that I found entertaining.
Well,
Yeah.
all the flies.
No, the werebear thing was that like it's a high school,
But it's on the
but
It's
it's
on
on the
the
beach, and so like all the teachers had like their offices
It was on the
like
beach.
cabanas,
Yeah.
and like in the middle of the fucking beach, there's like lockers and shit.
Yeah.
Like that cracked me the fuck up. But that was
I know that was done
it.
purposely, but I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, I didn't.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Oh,
out
for
of the
sure.
bunch. Like I said, the music was the best part of it.
I mean, there's a lot of things about it that you can like, that you can find funny. You know, like the fact that like when they turn into werebears, it's obvious it's not the same people. Like that shit's funny to me too. But
Yeah.
other than that,
Fucking kid turns
told
into that.
you.
Kid turns into that one. My shit's all tattooed up. Like,
Yeah.
it's not even a thing. Like,
And they turn into bears, and they're like these big.
that's what I'm
I
saying.
know
Like
that
it's
they're supposed to
obvious
be-
they're not the same people. That shit's funny to me too.
Well, the point of it is that they're supposed to be bears.
oh no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But that is really
Which is a
funny.
term that I didn't know about until like many years later, and now it makes sense.
Mhm.
I didn't know that was a gay term for
yeah, there's the
large hairy gay men.
otters too. I think
Otters.
skinny gay man, or a hairless gay man.
That wouldn't be me. I'd be somewhere between a bear and an otter,
I think
like a botter.
A
it was
botter.
explained to me at one point.
Sure, it was.
All right, so I'm gonna read the movie, and we're gonna go from there. It's pretty long because you got 4 skits you got to get through, so I'm gonna try to speed run it.
You do you.
I can't. I let my wife do it.
I don't care what you say.
All right, so Floyd digs up his dead wife's grave in black and white. He decides to have, which makes no sense.
No, he gets so angry at her and starts running his mouth, but then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bang you while you're dead." Like what?
Because you wouldn't give it to me for 30
So
years.
okay, so yeah, has sex with the corpse, who sits up and then bites his beanbag off. He's late for work, so he pulls
his
up his
words.
pants, up, and walks out of the cemetery.
Should that be the last place I'm headed is to work?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, dude, you just lost your John, dude. Like you're just gonna go on to work. Like,
Apparently.
yeah. Well, that and I'm like, so where exactly did the green stuff come from, and why did she get brought back to life? They
For
should
just then
a
she went back to
sporadic
sleep.
minute. Like
Yeah.
maybe they should have like did something like, oh yeah, we're testing out this new embalming fluid or something, and that's what makes her come back to life, or something like that.
Or some sort of like radiology.
I think that is probably where the B movie schlock comes in, because a lot of them
There's no
didn't have
explanation.
explanations
Toxic
for why
waste or
something
something
happened.
by the cemetery or something.
I would have went with embalming fluid. Like,
Like, you
yeah,
just-
we're trying
you
out this
just
new
have
embalming
this-
fluid.
Like in all these B movies, you have just this random like giant ant that shows up for no reason at all or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's kind of
He limps to the Kaufman Drive-In Theater, which is featuring Chillerama tonight. The 4 films tonight are the theater's last ones, and they're both rare and special films. We cut from car to car as the patrons joke about how awful these movies are going to be. Old man Kaufman is depressed by his impending forced retirement. Floyd, the guy from the cemetery, staggers in, and he's not looking good at all. Kaufman gets on the PA and announces the first film, Wadzilla. Dr. Weems is a urologist. This is the Wadzilla skit. We're getting into that.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Weems is a urologist, and he shows Miles normal sperm, and then Miles little swimmer. Weems offers a new drug to increase Miles' sperm count. It won't increase the number of sperm, but will increase their strength. The next day at breakfast, Miles takes one of the pills. Every woman he sees that morning causes him pain. Dr. Weems gives him a very painful test. I don't think you're going to need a microscope. That's what he says. The tadpole-sized sperm crawls around the floor. It is not tadpole size. That thing was like the size of a toad. It was not tadpole size. Tadpoles are like this fucking big. That thing was like
Don't it
huge.
depend on the species though? What size tadpole? I mean, not to
Nah.
get too into the weeds about it,
Not that size.
Not that size. I don't think so.
I don't know.
But I don't fucking know.
That would be like a frog this
I guess
fucking
there
big
could be
if
some
the
bigger sized tadpoles out there. I mean, I don't know. I guess because I guess tadpoles come in all different. They're not just frogs and toads.
Right.
They're all kinds of different things.
Nah.
Technically, we're all tadpoles.
Well,
once.
I mean, technically, like if you look in relation to a woman giving birth to a child, it's not that out of the realm.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a tadpole. Jesus
Right.
Christ!
Named it Goliath. It's like 10 inches.
Oh my God! It's like the biggest one.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah,
that
it's a
there's,
world record.
Oh, wow.
I think there's different species that have.
It just says his
Just
name
a-
is Goliath.
Just a tadpole.
About the size of a banana.
Okay, about the size of a banana.
Yeah, they had it up against a banana.
It's pretty big. Oh yeah,
Jesus.
that's a fish, dude. That's not a fucking tadpole.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a catch right there. All right. Where the fuck was I? The next day at breakfast, Miles takes one of the pills. Every woman he sees, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I already said that. Weems instructs Miles to stop taking the pills. That night, Miles goes on a blind date with Lois, I mean. And it's,
That would have changed the movie a
it would
little
have
bit.
changed a little bit. It would have turned into werebears.
Yeah.
And it happens again. Lois calls a friend who explains the problem, and she feels sorry for Miles, who is now chasing a rat-sized sperm all over her bathroom. Oh my God.
Oh,
He clogs the toilet with it, but then
It's fucking
it
miserable
comes
over
back
there.
up, and it's gotten a lot bigger.
It kills me how different you and I
Vietnam
are.
flashbacks.
What, if you masturbate in the
No, I'm
bathroom?
saying like the
The
movie.
movie.
Oh.
It's like
he looks fucking
PTSD.
miserable. as
He's
fuck.
very miserable over here.
Every time you
Would you rather watch this or Texas Chainsaw?
Texas Chainsaw.
Oh,
Ooh.
on repeat,
gives an
Huh?
on repeat.
No.
That gives you a bit of
I don't know how-
But you can just watch all the screaming parts.
You know.
I
don't
don't
even need to
know
watch the whole movie.
how we're related, in all honesty. Like, this is like my bread and butter here. I think this shit's hilarious.
You give me Kung Pao, I'll watch that all day.
I mean, dude, I grew up with my sister
That's
who was
different,
obsessed with the Spice Girls.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
That's kung fu.
I
yeah.
had to watch Spice World. Yesterday.
Spice World and the
For
Golden
first
Girls.
time.
Why?
That's my
Yesterday.
sister.
Oh, was it?
Sunday.
No, Sunday.
Why?
Because he made me.
Anyway, it's got big teeth, and he growls and it throws. God damn it! And he throws it through the window out into the yard. The sperm wriggles its way to the nearby park, where
Which that was
it's-
a very, well planned throw as he's spinning. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm spinning, I don't know where something's going to,
probably would have ended up against the wall.
Right, but he made it right out the window. That was top notch throwing right there. I love it.
The sperm wiggles its way to the nearby park where it eats a woman's dog and then the woman's head. About 10 feet tall now, the sperm starts eating homeless people. which was funny because that was
The same guy that had his Johnson bit off.
well, it was also the woman in the
Lin
trash.
Shaye.
Yeah, it was Lin Shaye.
Well,
yeah.
Lin Shaye was in the Werebear too.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Lin Shaye. Lin Shaye's in this.
And she was a gypsy nurse, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
That woman is a legend.
The Statue of Liberty.
Name actors were in this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Statue of Liberty is all in on the idea of dancing and tempting the monster to impregnate her. Or sorry, I skipped the whole thing here. Miles and Lois see the sperm on the evening news. It's now the size of a house, and the military is trying to figure out how to rub it out. Quote,
General
unquote.
Bukaki.
As it continues to grow, they start calling it Wadzilla. It wants to fertilize an ovum, and only the Statue of Liberty is large enough. The Statue of Liberty is all in on that idea, dancing and tempting the monster to impregnate her. Before it can, the army drops a giant condom over the green woman, which I don't know why.
But why on her though? Like it doesn't make any sense.
Like over her, it didn't make any sense. Her torch, however, tears the condom, and the army ends up bombing the thing, which splashes everyone in town with white goo.
Which was
Literally
called
become
what?
A bukkake.
White goo.
What was the operation called?
Oh, I don't.
My favorite character in this is General Bukaki because that's hilarious, and he says, "Commence Operation Money Shot."
Oh my god. Lois spits out a mouthful of Miles as Miles jokes, some first date, huh? She leans in for her kiss, which is
That
funny.
was hilarious. He kept
And
going
he
like,
bends over in pain. Another one, which they didn't mention that. Like he's like not on the face.
yeah, he's like, "No thanks."
You already got it all over you.
I know, but it's so funny because he's like,
Yeah, he's like no.
"No, thank you."
We cut back to the moviegoers in the theater. Ryan goes to the concession stand for this for snacks. Meanwhile, Floyd's in the back room bleeding blue goo. He gets the goo in the popcorn butter, which gets put on all the popcorn. It's time for the next movie. I Was a Teenage Werebear.
Dude, I totally thought this was going to be your favorite because it was a musical.
No, it was a terrible musical.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Two teens have sex in a van. It's 1962. Ricky's father interrupts and won't stop watching.
So much cringe.
His girlfriend Peggy Lou starts to sing. It's a musical. Talon pulls Ricky out of the way as the truck plows into Peggy Lou. Ricky doesn't mind because he's gay, but he takes her to a gypsy woman. The old gypsy woman doesn't like Talon. We cut to 1960s beach party, which with an excessive amount of male wrestling.
Wait, I thought that was gym class.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be.
Okay.
Talon and Rick wrestle. Give it to me, Rick. That's what he says.
Mm-hmm.
Talon suddenly grows fangs and bites Rick in the rear. Rick sings about how he's gotta purge this urge.
It's like the B-movie version of Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah. He talks to the coach about his urges, and the coach understands that's why he watches the team shower after practice. Rick's eyes grow red and accidentally kills the coach. He has the strength of a grizzly.
Did you notice that there was blood on his underwear before he crushed his head?
I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah. I was totally looking at his crotch all the time.
Well, I mean, you kind of couldn't help it, right?
Talon explains that the bite from him made Ricky into a werebear. When Butch catches them, they all undress and fight in the locker room. Why? Okay. Talon turns into a bear in every sense of the word. Afterwards, there's a big pile of bodies in the room, but Ricky denies that he's one of them. He's in denial and the closet about being a werebear. Oh, and about being gay too. Talon and Ricky sing "Love Bit Me on the Ass," which is quite a song. As they dance, they both turn into leather bears. That
Why
night,
is the description funnier than the actual segment?
because I think you have to picture it
You have to at least watch it.
as
To
it's like being
actually-
explained instead you're watching it mindlessly, but like whenever you're hearing it, you're like listening and paying attention, like holy shit, it sounds so much worse than it was. Like people are probably like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like who?
I could just see Jeremiah telling somebody to watch a bad movie like this, and then sitting there just staring at them watching
Totally.
it. Just,
Oh, absolutely. I
all
would do
giddy,
it.
Yeah,
I
all
would do
giddy,
it.
like waiting for the reactions.
Especially the werebear part. He's like,
Yeah, you just see people like,
because as a I don't like this segment, this whole part made me question if I was a homophobic. Am I homophobic?
yeah, seriously, like it
Because
makes
it
you
made
like
me
really.
uncomfortable at times, and I'm like,
I was never uncomfortable, but
Never made me uncomfortable.
I think the problem is it's so
cringy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
completely cringy.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's uncomfortable because
You're right,
they're
I
gay.
guess it's
it's
not
just
that,
it's just
yeah.
a cringe thing.
it is cringy. Yeah, I guess it's not the
Like
gay
if we
thing that
saw
bothers me.
straight people acting that way, it would still be cringy.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's not like I think it's just that cringe factor. They went maybe a little too far in that direction.
Everybody right now
understand.
listening is like, nah, you're just a homophobe, dude.
You can call me whatever you want.
Yeah.
I have gay friends.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had gay friends and roommates, and we've never done things together.
Oh, should I erase that video?
Oh yeah. Anyway, where was I?
Not being homophobic.
That night, it's the big luau dance, or luau, I think
Yeah,
it's
luau.
luau dance for the high school. Talon sings another song, Do the Wham Bam. Suddenly, there are bears everywhere. People lose their heads, literally. The old gypsy woman has a silver dildo that she uses to kill the werebears with Ricky's help.
He literally just smacks like two of them in the ass with it. And then
Yeah, and they die.
they die, and then the
And
other
he
one
has
had to
to
get
shut-
shoved it like 4
Yeah,
times.
like
in
he
the
touches-
back.
Imagine being Lynch.
touches
Hey, you want
the
me to
other.
do what? Like,
Oh, I think she was cool with
she
it.
probably was, yeah.
Have you seen her
Yeah.
and some of her other shit?
I was a gay bartender.
He didn't even
Uh,
know though.
yeah.
That's the thing. He was like, "Oh yeah, I get this bit role."
She's probably like, no, I was actually in a gay skit, so, and I knew it.
She probably brings that up at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You thought you were in a regular movie, but you were the gay bartender. I knew what I was doing.
Back at the drive-in, more people go in to buy popcorn. Old man Coffin pulls out a pistol and considers
That shit was
suicide.
funny.
He puts the
Every
gun.
time he tried to kill himself, somebody would come through the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah.
He puts the gun down and introduces the next film, The Diary of Anne Frankenstein.
The best one.
The best one. This one actually did have me laughing. I was fucking rolling.
My favorite part is that the musical part was cut. That's just hilarious.
Yeah,
to me.
no, I
They
thought the
had,
whole thing,
this-
like, especially right at the beginning, like, because you didn't, like, if you had never seen this before, this is my second time seeing this movie.
Yeah.
And I forgot about this skit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I knew about the werebear and I knew about the
You tend to
Wadzilla.
remember the really bad
Yeah.
ones. You're like, oh.
But this one, I was like, because I was telling myself, like, I remember one of the stories, I remember liking one of the stories. I didn't know which one.
well,
And
I
then whenever this
remember,
was, I was like, this is the one.
I remember watching
this.
it, and I'm like, Wadzilla was okay. Werebears was horrible, and I don't remember anything else. You
Yeah,
know?
so werebear.
No, I liked Wadzilla a lot more this time around. It was really funny.
Wadzilla's okay
Mm.
to me.
It's funny.
Like, it's only funny in some aspects. But like the werebear shit, I did not like at
Operation
all.
Money Shot.
and then the wraparound story, like it was okay until like the zombies, like just it went full blown like everybody's fucking in the drive-in. I didn't understand that. I'm like, so that they're horny zombies? Like
Yes.
I didn't understand it, but okay, whatever.
I agree that is the lowest
Then you
part
come
of that
across the
story, but
one-
I do like that story
That-
because it's the closest to that zombie B movie schlock that there is, and I really
Yeah.
like that genre.
Yeah,
But I agree with you, that is the weakest link.
it is
in
the weakest link because I'm like, come on, you guys could have done something way more clever than this. Like,
Yeah,
Like,
I don't disagree.
Instead of trying to attract people with sex and tits and all that, I'm
well,
like,
it's one thing to have the
and then like
segments.
the final movie was supposed to be like, what the fuck, like a bunch of people shitting.
Yeah, I guess.
And
Well, and like here's the
That
thing.
one I did not remember until
No,
we
I
started
didn't remember that
watching
at
it.
I was
all.
like, what the fuck is this? And then
Yeah.
like there's just like this naked broad stand, and then I'm like, okay, so tits for tits sake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like I don't mind that the segments did that. Like there was like this whole thing, but like to do the wraparound movie is supposed to be sort of like the meat and potatoes, and then it's supposed to be like this again embracing that.
And it really wasn't because like even your two like
stuff.
lovebirds, the girl that worked at the concession and all
Yeah.
that, those two like turned into zombies, and I'm like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
You know, and then the two that you like really didn't care about to begin with, well, maybe don't survive, but you don't know.
Like I don't really care that they, like, I thought the four of them were going to be okay or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I get that it's supposed to be like a B-rated zombie movie, but even the B-rated didn't go that far. So like I do agree that is the weakest link with the wraparound story,
Yeah.
but with the segments, I don't
the
really
segments
care as
between
much.
between all of the story, like all that stuff was fine.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Like I liked the Mr. Kaufman, his name.
Yep.
I liked him. I liked the characters. I thought they were, I liked this whole thing going on there.
Yeah.
It was kind of a good wraparound until it was like, all right, well, they're just a bunch of horny zombies now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why?
I don't disagree. It's almost like
you
they
can
didn't
turn
know,
them
they
into
didn't know
zombies
how to
without.
end it.
Yeah.
So
like,
they
you
knew,
gotta
like-
shoot him in the head. No, the other head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really?
Uh-huh.
So anyway,
No, I agree. That's the weakest link for that story.
yeah. Anyway, The Diary of Anne Frankenstein. We open on a black and white subtitled film where Anne Frank, in the attic, finds her grandfather's diary. He was sad to have experimented with bad things. That's why they shortened their family name to Frankenstein.
No,
Or from Frank to Frankenstein. Suddenly, the Nazis storm in and capture everyone. Hitler himself stumbles into the room, which was hilarious. He's trying to get in the room. Hitler wants to know about the journal. He kills everyone. Takes Frankenstein's book. He gives one of the men Anne's diary. Write depressing stuff in this as if a teenager wrote it. And then he says, "We'll make a bunch of money. I promise."
It wasn't me, or it was like the monster. When they finally got done with the monster, he looked like a Minecraft villager.
He did, but he looked fucking great. Honestly,
He did, but like the way his head was,
Yeah.
and everything, like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he looked like from the Minecraft movie. I was like,
Yeah.
that's the first thing I thought. I was like,
with Popeye's own.
wait for him to like,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah, I kept waiting for him, like, oh,
Hitler orders parts from the gravedigger, and they wheel the body parts into his office. Hitler starts to break into song, but then a bad edit cuts that out.
bad at it?
He soon reveals his monster, who looks like a big square-headed rabbi. The creature soon comes to life. It's alive. Hitler and Eva Braun laugh at how smart the monster Mashugana is. It's so funny because she's like, what's her face? Eva Braun. She's like blowing everybody. Just like she's every time you walk in her room, she's like everybody's zipping up and she's like wiping her mouth. And she's like, yes.
I think one of my favorite things about this too is like during that fight scene, and like it pans back, and there's just like this stunt double dressed in black that somehow was still laying there or whatever, and they're like, oh, like, they had to like hurry up and pan away.
Oh, you talking about the black guy?
Yeah,
He was a black guy. Yeah,
yeah.
It was
Like,
like,
he's
this
just
I was
like,
like, motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, he even got them money back on their taxes. Hitler has a hard time convincing the monster to kill. Once the monster figures out he's Jewish, he has no problem killing the guards. The mayhem continues so long that they all got bored with it. Only because the one guy like wouldn't die, and they're like, soon it's Hitler versus Meshuggah as they battle through the various film sets we've
Just
seen.
walks around.
Yeah. Hitler soon lost his head. Back in the... Well, that really didn't explain it. Dude, that fucking skit is so much funnier than they explain it in here. It's hilarious. That is the best. Like, if you have to watch any part of this movie, watch that part, because it's great. He's over here like, fuck you guys. Like, this movie's great. Mr. Coffin introduces the next movie, Deathication. The director explains how it scares the crap out of people. We then get a montage of people pooping, panting, and dancing. Or painting and dancing. In the office, Floyd and Kaufman fight, and the old man shoots Floyd the zombie. Toby and Maina, come in and help fight the monster. Outside, the patrons have all turned into sex-crazed zombies. Ryan and Susie hide in the storeroom, but she changes into a zombie, which is the only reason she likes him.
She seemed like she was digging him
I was
before.
gonna say, I thought she
was
liked
digging
it
on
before.
me, yeah.
She bites him in the neck, and he becomes one as well. Kaufman opens up his secret armory. He's got some heavy weapons back there just for times like this. Toby and Maina battle their way outside the car, but there are a lot of zombies out there. Wow.
And one
Great
dude
writing.
fucking a corpse.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on all over the thing.
No, I'm saying there's one human dude fucking a corpse.
Yeah. That's
Why you sound so disappointed?
Why do you sound so excited? Kaufman kills many
We
of
don't
them.
kink shame around here.
Huh?
Both of you. We don't kink shame around here.
Right. Kaufman kills. Does he tell you to just lie still?
I like it when they lie still like that. We should watch Necromantic.
No, I've seen that already.
Kaufman kills many of them, each with a movie quote. Locked in the car that won't start, Maine and Toby make out as the zombies surround them. The movie ends. The four guys in the audience, possibly the directors, complain about how awful the four stories were. There should have been more boobs. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
The end. All right. You guys got anything you want to cover? Anything you want to talk about there?
Not a lot to,
No, not a
to
lot
really
to
tear
unpack.
apart or anything.
Right. Okay. Not you, Eric. Nothing you want to comment on?
Nah.
Nothing you want to say you loved about it?
Nah.
I got nothing.
You got nothing? Okay. All right. Well, we'll just go ahead and.
Did you get a pep talk?
Probably because he probably thought, well, they didn't come back last week because of me. I better act right.
My bad.
Anyway, as per usual, we'll go around the table. Start with Jeremiah, and then is it a 10?
No, it's not a 10. The Werebear takes it down a couple notches. Like I said, the best thing about that one was the music, but I liked everything else. I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so obviously I'm going to sway towards Godzilla being my favorite. Second would be Diary of Anne Frankenstein. The wraparound story, you guys said it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Like the weird zombie sex thing kind of brought that one down. And then the
Mostly
other-
because they had a coherent story, and then they're like, now they're all
yeah,
zombies,
it
and
went off
and they're
the fucking rails.
everywhere.
Like
Didn't make no sense.
I think she said like they didn't know what they were going to come up with, so it's just kind of like
It's like, wow, we'll just
An
throw a bunch of
atomic
sex
ending,
in
is
It's
that
called
it.
a nuclear ending. They
Nuclear
don't know
ending.
how to end it, so everything just blows up and
yeah.
becomes
So,
crazy.
I mean, the acting was fine for what it is. I mean, I'm not really going to knock it because
Nah,
of it.
I think
no.
they were acting appropriately.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
I like the set pieces. Yeah, even the gay bear one was kind of humorous.
That was probably my favorite set piece because it's
Yeah.
just the beach and they just added like high
Just-
school stuff.
Well, I
in
guess it would be more of like a throwback to like the
Those-
50s, the
the
beach
50s
party
beach
movie.
Yeah,
party
yeah,
movies.
like
that's
Beach
exactly
Boys,
what
stuff
it
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I can't really complain much. I mean, I watch this stuff a lot, so nothing really bothers me all that much about this kind of stuff. So I'd probably give it a solid 7.5.
Okay.
I don't care what y'all
It's
say.
no, it's
I
fine.
enjoy our time as a family.
I get that too whenever I say I don't like something. Like we watched Spice World and I was like, that's the dumbest thing I ever seen. And he's like, I don't care what you say, I enjoy our time as a family.
All right. So for me, I don't like this movie. The Wadzilla thing is okay. I like it just for the simple fact that it's a throwback to a lot of those old shitty fucking B movies about the giant monster.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
like
like
that kind
giant ant or whatever.
Yeah, I like that stuff. What?
You say shitty.
Well, because they are shitty. That's the point.
But that's their charm.
That's their charm. Yeah.
Shitty.
But by far, the Diary of Anne Frankenstein is the best. I could watch that shit all the time. That shit is fucking hilarious. Joel David Moore, like, he gives it in that, and so does Kane Hodder. So,
Yeah.
like, I think it's great. I think even Ava Braun, the girl who played her, was great. I thought it was fucking hilarious. I like the beginning where he comes in and he's like, "Which hand is it in?" You know what I mean? Like, which hand? But anyway, and he's like, "How is he doing that?"
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
pretty funny. So anyway, yeah, that's my favorite part. But other than that, the werebear thing, I hated it. I don't think it's homophobic. I think it makes me.
It's cringe.
It's very cringy.
It's like, let's do this, but
Yeah, I mean, I
crank
know
it
it's a
up
throwback to, like,
notches.
It's like they were trying to make a funny movie, sort of like the Godzilla and the Diary of Van Frankenstein.
in the sense
that
of like,
vein, but
yeah, in
they
the vein
didn't.
of
They
like,
they went too far in the wrong direction.
yeah, in the vein of like, you know, teenage or Teen Wolf and like Grease and things like that.
Mhm.
And I get what they were going for, but it just was poorly executed.
Yeah.
It could have been done so much better.
I agree.
It just wasn't good. I could even get behind some of the like cheesy makeup and all that stuff. I like that stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty
But like the fact that like I don't know, I didn't like the story of it. I didn't like the funniest part was the girl who got hit by the car. So but aside from that, I mean, and then the wraparound story, it was okay, you know,
Till the
between the
end.
movies
Yeah.
until the end, whenever it turned into like just a giant fucking zombie orgy, which I thought was insanely weird and I was not good with, I guess.
It didn't follow the flavor of the rest of the story. I
didn't.
mean, like, yeah, there was like sexual undertones as they went
Very
through.
little, though.
But it's more in line with like a teen movie, right? Like before that, it's just kind of, you know, nuanced sexuality, and it's not, you know, in your face. And then at the end, it was just like, why are we doing that? Where did we go?
Why are we here?
Yeah.
And then the two at the end in the car, and I'm like, would they though? Like there was not.
I'd still be trying to
there
figure
was
out a
not-
way.
That sexual tension wasn't there until then. You know what I mean?
No, they were hinting at it the whole movie. They were
A
talking
little bit
about,
like they like each other, but
Yeah.
not like.
Huh?
You know what we should call it?
What's that?
A gorgy.
a gorgy.
A gorgy.
A gorgy. Now, where's the...
I don't have that one.
Boo.
Isn't
Maybe
that the one that I
is that the
think
one
we
you were
rec-
talking about?
I think that's the one he recommended we get.
But
yeah.
I don't remember. I know we talked about it.
No, I was just doing it. For
Comedy
you, but
drum.
We should call
Or
it
a laugh
gorgy.
track.
Laugh
Hey, get a
track.
laugh track on there. Somebody says something funny.
And everybody has a button for it, so when they say something funny, everybody has to shut up because it's like I made
Yeah,
it
you gotta
funny.
look at the camera.
And
And then go back to it. Yeah. Well, no, you got to look at the camera
Yeah,
like
like-
they used to back in the
and then just go back into
and then
it.
go back to acting. Like, okay,
Not that we're
done
really
laughing.
acting,
All right,
but
back to
yeah.
it.
yeah.
Other than that, though, the
I think this is the closest thing we have to it.
You're killing me, Smalls.
no.
To the but
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
I was gonna go with this
Number
one.
18.
Put that cookie
No, not
down.
that one. Which one was it? I don't know. Number 10. Hit number 10. That's the one.
Shut up!
There's a laugh track for you. Anyway, sorry. For me though, I don't care for this movie. I'll never watch it again unless I'm forced to, and I'm gonna give it a 3. Giving it a 3.
You do Halloween picking still?
Yeah.
This will be mine for Halloween.
We can't do it again.
We can revisit.
Oh, revisit.
Oh, no, I got mine already. I already know what I'm picking.
I've been thinking about it since Halloween, and I still don't know what I'm gonna pick.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm picking. We'll see if you can guess.
I got a few on mine.
He's gonna pick Thanksgiving.
No, it was a movie that I talked about picking for this episode.
Mm.
So you got like 5.
5? Dude, you threw like 10 movies my way.
Yeah, but some of them wouldn't count. You know which one it is.
So
It
for
can't
me,
be topped.
oh no, really? That's my fault. I'm just gonna let you guys know that's my fault. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I showed it to him. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna tell you up front. I'm sorry.
Why do you guys hate us? I don't understand why you hate us.
I've been nothing but good to you.
Yeah,
You might have already seen it actually.
Oh god.
All right. Anyway,
I doubt it.
Yeah.
Karen.
So okay. So the wraparound story being my favorite, it's a huge disappointment that they went in that direction at the end. So that knocks something down for me. The werebear thing, while the fact that it was on a beach but being a high school was pretty funny to me. The fact that like the bears look nothing like the human parts of them and stuff like that was funny to me. So that kind of jacks that up a little bit, but it's still the worst.
That was funny though.
Yeah. There's parts about it that can be funny, and it's like it's like they took this really funny idea
And just like didn't know where else to go with it.
Yeah, they just went.
They had a few good ideas. We're like, well, how do we integrate these few good ideas? Well, we don't. We just run with it.
Yeah. I just it is the worst one. But that's really it for me. I think that the rest of it is pretty solid. It's pretty funny. And like we said, the acting, there's nothing wrong with the way they acted. They're acting on par with what they're supposed to be acting.
Right,
so it's fine from that perspective. But the wraparound story and the werebear is just terrible. And the shitting one at the end is lame. Like, it was dumb. So I got it at a 6.5.
Still pretty high. All right, Eric. What about you? What do you think of this fantastic movie
So
that I know you love?
I really did not. It was just too cheesy.
Did you watch this?
Too cheesy.
Let me ask. Did you watch this with Kendra?
No.
I bet she would have loved it.
She would not watch. She will not watch stuff like that. She barely watches the movies for the podcast with me anyway. So
we don't do enough Disney movies.
Probably. I couldn't really get behind. It's just too cheesy and cringy for me to really get. Like, okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, there were funny parts. There was funny parts in this game, like the Anne Frankenstein thing, and the Wadzilla. Those two was funny to me, but it was just like the Wadzilla and the werebear just too damn cringy for me. So I'm at a 2 with it.
2.
I knew he was going to go fucking low.
Hey, it's still better than what I give fucking Texas Chainsaw.
It says a 4.75.
I was going to say 4, but okay.
4.75, people. All right. Where's my phone? What do you guys think on critics and all that stuff?
Critics, it's like a 10%.
I'm guessing
I'm saying 10.
36.
It's probably closer.
I'll guess 15.
What were they again?
36.
You said 10.
Oh, I said 10.
And then I said 15.
Jeremiah's going to tell you it's at 33%.
That's high, man. For them, I figured. And
There is no critics' consensus either.
I'm sure
This is only based on 6 critic reviews.
Then that seems really high. Like, who gave it 100%?
Well, nobody would have had to have given it 100%.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's like high. 6 people.
At 33%.
So if you go divided by 6.
I'm sure, like, if they were all right around that 30%, like,
Yeah, it doesn't have to
someone
be-
gave it a 40,
I
someone gave
guess.
it a 20, you know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
guess.
All right. There is no critics' consensus. What do you think?
25.
Based off of 500 user
Audience.
reviews.
25.
42.
25, 42. I'm going to go 30.
42. Jeremiah's going to take this too. It is a 44%. 44%.
So it's really hard to find bad ones, huh?
Yeah.
You should have done. You should have done good ones.
I thought about it, but I was like,
I feel like that would have been way funnier.
I mean, there's a couple of good ones in here if you guys want to hear them. Here's half a star, first off. I understand what the filmmakers were trying to achieve. I'm sure it was a lot of fun making the film. I just wish half as fun as watching it. This is a 4-star, so if you want that. This film will rape you with your own feces. I don't know if that should be a 4-star thing.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. Here's a 4.5 star just because it's here. One of the best horror comedy anthologies ever made, with the exception of Tim Sullivan's musical segment, which is still pretty funny. It's a near perfect raunchy romp. I would say that if you don't like something, like a quarter of it, which is what the Werebear sequence is, a quarter of the movie, I'm going to say that it should be lower than a 4.5 star. Yeah. Because you don't like 25% of the movie.
I agree.
So, because the reason why I gave it a 3 was because I was like,
that's technically a 9.5 right there.
Huh?
That's like a 9.5 right there. 4.5.
Well,
Because
4.5 would
stars,
be
right?
Yeah, 4.5 would be 9.
Well, about 85.
9 and it'd be 85%.
Yeah.
So, but for me, the reason how I came up with my number was like, all right, so I love the Diary of Anne Frankenstein. That was good, and then I liked the Wadzilla thing a little bit, but that's about it. So I was like, all right, so that sounds like a 3, like a 30% for me.
Mine actually could have been closer to a 7.5 if I didn't hate the ending.
Right.
I got to stick about that.
Right. So this is a 4.5 star. One of the best horror comedy anthologies ever made. Well, I already read that, didn't I? Yeah. Duh. 2 star. I really appreciate what they were going for here, and I love the concept. But the end result just comes across way too ingenuine and try hard. The constant references and line drops were getting cringeworthy. Was hard to get through. Here's a 1.5 stars. I get it. They tried to make a movie that was bad yet nostalgic to the classic raunchy horror genre, but it's almost as if when you do it on purpose, it just turns out bad. The script was terrible. The jokes left me saying, "Oh my god," after most of them, and not in a good tone. It's overall unoriginal and not worth the sit through if you can actually sit through it. The opinions that you do get, like the negative reviews that you do get for it, they have reasons for it. So
Yeah.
Can't hate on them for it, I guess. 2 star. It has its moments and there are plenty of good gags, but overall fairly average. Richard Ryle is the balls. The scene where he goes mental with the shotgun, quoting loads of one-liners from various films, is the quality. Overall wackish. And actually, that's what the previous guy was just complaining about, is all the one-liners.
Dude, I thought that was great.
I liked it, but I didn't like it. I liked it because they're calling out movies, but that he did do it a lot, and it was just kind of like, all right, you can cut back.
I thought it was fine. I liked when he said something.
But I
about,
do like it. I thought
sweet
it was good.
Satan's scrote. That cracked me up too. I don't remember what that was about, but
1/2 star. Tries to parody 70s anthology films, but it's so unfunny. It's not worth the few genuine laughs it does have to offer. Didn't finish it.
Well, then you can shut up.
Yeah, right. This is 1 star. There is one short that's worth the enjoyment to watch. The Diary of Anne Frankenstein. Mixes that old-time drive-in horror film with a Mel Brooks spoof. The rest of the film is a mess. That's because Mel Brooks literally spoofed Frankenstein.
Dude, that's one of my favorites. Yeah. Young Frankenstein is so fucking funny.
It is funny.
What's my name?
My favorite part is
No.
he shoves him in there and he's like, no matter what I say, No matter what I do, do not open this door. The door shuts. Let me out! Let me out! I was kidding!
1 star. I want to be trauma, crude and lewd. Funny if
I didn't get
you're
trauma
a
out of this at all.
10-year-old boy. I mean, a little bit, but
No.
not to the point that not like Toxic
This
Avenger
has better production
and,
value than Trauma
yeah,
ever had.
right.
Like this is.
I get what they're saying, but at the same time, I'm like,
that
so much.
sounds like somebody who's never seen a Trauma
Right.
movie, or they've only seen bits and pieces of one.
Mhm.
Because Trauma movies are they're
Poultry guys, that have decent production value.
yeah, but I'm saying the type of humor, the type of B that they're going for in Trauma movies is far cry from what they're doing in this movie.
Well, like Poultry guys is one of the newer ones though,
That's true.
so that would probably be more like
Poltergeist
what they
was
say,
fucking
like
hilarious.
Terror Firmer and
Yeah,
Romeo and Juliet and all of them.
yeah,
Maybe that's what they're saying. I don't know.
maybe.
Now for Halloween or the month of October, can we just choose any movie we want, or does it have to be Halloween themed?
It has to be Halloween themed.
All right, last one.
You can't pick
1
the
star.
Barbie movie.
The trailer looked so promising,
Just tell me
cheesy,
what I can't
and promoted trashy fun, but the movie itself is cheap, amateurish, and silly in a bad way. What a disappointment. So that's it.
Okie dokie then.
All right, so... Nope,
That's
it.
all there is.
That's all there is. That's all there is, folks.
Fuck the trivia. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
That's
trivia.
fine.
Sweet ass trivia with
I didn't
Karen.
spend very much time. Yeah, I
Oh,
didn't
there
spend
is?
very much time on it though.
Why?
I think there was like 10 total.
Oh, okay, so there is. It's just
I mean, I went to different websites and stuff, and that was all pretty much like a
It's all the same stuff.
rehash of the same stuff, but it was like the same 10 things over and over again. A few different, but they weren't worth anything. So the segment "I was a teenage werebear" was originally going to take place in a high school, but this location was switched to the beach because shooting in a high school proved to be too expensive, which worked in their favor. It was literally one of the funniest things about it.
Yeah, it is one of the funnier things about it. I agree with that.
The actors who play the werebears in the segment "I was a teenage werebear" showed up at their auditions wearing the leather outfits. And final one. Most of the lines Joel Moore utters as Hitler are gibberish, with a few exceptions. When the subtitles read, "Why is everyone so mean to me?" he declares in German, "I'm such a shitty actor." Instead of singing the titular line, "I don't want to rule the world," he keeps singing, "I have worms in my penis." That's it.
I have worms in my penis.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Did you want to do it? No?
I know.
Okay.
Robert Cop 3. Or Thinner Cop 3.
Quiet Place.
This will be the second one.
Did
No.
we do
We did the first one, so it would be the second one.
the
I
second
thought
one?
we did. I thought y'all did the second one.
Uh-huh.
No,
We only did the first one. I rather enjoyed that one.
It's very good.
It is good. The second one's got its qualities too.
We'll get in there.
I don't think it's as good, but it's still got a lot of good things about it.
We still gotta watch the other
Find out
one.
where it's at.
The third
Oh,
one.
The third
Day
one.
one or whatever it
Day
is.
one. Yeah.
That's good.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's among the. It's got.
Lupita Nyong, I think her name is, and the guy from Stranger Things.
Stranger
It is on
Things,
Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount.
It's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount.
All right, there you go. Huh?
We own it.
Yeah.
We got it on 4K.
There you go. Next week we're gonna do Quiet Place 2, which is good to get back to some normalcy. It's been a mess here lately.
It has been.
So
This one was fine.
no, I'm just saying, like, it's been chaotic lately. Like, we took 2 weeks off because you weren't feeling well, and then we got back in and we let Madison pick a couple, and then and then
Back
we
to
let
the
you pick
box.
one, and then we were off a week, and now we're back to the box finally. Back to the box. Back to the normal shit. Don't get all butthurt about it. Man, we got 2 women on the podcast now.
Not butter.
But anyway, next week we're going to do Quiet Place 2, so be here for that. And... Don't forget to check out the motherfucking socials.
2 women on the podcast.
Well, are you not a woman? Are you
I
offended?
am, but are you trying to say that I'm like moody?
You're being
I
moody
feel like
right
that.
now.
I feel like that was the
assumption?
the assumption.
Well, you're being moody right now, so yeah.
So you can't win. Can't stand up for yourself, but you can't.
Yeah. Whenever you stand up for yourself, you're being moody.
What is this, 1950?
Yeah.
Are you
Are you
happy?
on
You're
your
gonna fuck me up.
She's
right.
ragging, guys.
She's ragging, guys. Just leave her be, okay? Just, just ignore her. She'll calm down.
Don't give a fuck, Keisha.
All right. Like I said, next week. And tell Jeremiah, welcome to the podcast permanently, I guess.
Permanently.
Yeah, permanently.
Permanently.
Till
Now he's gonna have
A
to get a
permanent.
perm.
A
you
permanent.
should. It'd be fucking hilarious if he came on next week and he had a perm.
It's kind of short.
A
We have to
mullet.
wait
No,
for
he
it
could totally
longer.
do it. He could do it
My
like
dad had a permanent.
Yeah,
Like I said,
know.
a mullet perm.
be like walking in here like all froey and shit.
He probably looked like Aiden with Aiden's perm, like just up here because it's so like.
No, he has to get back here. I mean, the whole mullet as a perm.
I mean, I don't care.
They did it in the 90s.
They did it on Stranger Things. The one fucking.
You get
guy,
some
the-
soul glow, though.
The
Billy.
Yeah, Billy.
You hear
He
me?
had a mullet permanent.
You do that, you gotta get
Permanent.
some soul glow.
Why did everybody think he was so hot? I never understood that. I never thought he was attractive at all.
I think he's an attractive dude.
But not in Stranger Things.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know, dude. I was digging that mullet.
It's not the mullet that
what I'm
made
saying.
it was the 12-year-old
dirt
stash.
Oh yeah, the dirt
Dirt
stash.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, like grow facial hair or don't. Don't
He
do
was
the
that one
in-between
character
thing.
that you're watching the show. Like, am I supposed to take him seriously?
Yeah, like I was watching
Or
it
is
going
he
like,
like-
when everybody was like, "Oh, he's such a bully," I'm like, just kick him in the shin. Like
Yeah.
what it?
Wolfman's got nards.
Yeah.
Just give him one big old backhand, boom, done.
Yeah, like he just like he was the one character in the show that I was like, are we supposed to take him seriously, or is
And his
this like
eyebrows
a
looked
parody?
weird. Like they were really, really dark, but his hair was like almost reddish.
Yeah,
And then he had this, dirt stash, and it's like, what are you going for here?
Cool.
I mean he got the
I
mom,
don't understand that though. I don't.
which he would have been underage, what 16, 17 years old, and messing around with an older
I
woman.
think he was 18, but he'd been held back
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
because I remember her saying something about that, like
It's
About
getting ready to come
Halloween,
back. When's that come back?
November.
That's so far away. Why do you do that?
I've never
It's like
watched
4
it.
months.
Yeah, I know. We know.
It's not that far.
Get with the
far
fucking
enough.
program, dude.
And actually, it's
It's
like
so
5
good.
months. It's 5 months. Because
Well, I guess beginning of July. So.
Eric's never watched it. I told on you.
I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
you should probably watch it.
Stranger Things?
It's really good, man.
You may watch Stranger Things?
Haven't watched that. Haven't watched The Walking Dead. Haven't watched.
Yeah, Walking Dead kind
Uh,
of.
Oh, you know why?
Walking Dead fell off, though.
You
Well,
know
I haven't
why?
watched
Because it
Game
doesn't
of
involve
Thrones.
fucking Vikings or pirates. There was a whole entire stint that he fucking alternated between some pirate show and some fucking Viking show.
Hey, Vikings is awesome.
He's probably watched Vikings 17 times since
I
he's been on
hate
this.
that. See, that's what I always hated about, like, Madison. She'd be like, bitch, like, Madison, you should watch Game of Thrones. I don't want to. Why? Because I just don't feel like getting into a new show. But you'll rewatch the same show 6 times. Like, I would rather watch a new story than revisit an old story.
The only one.
Did
The
you
only,
know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You just
You
like,
know,
oh,
there's no surprise there.
Rick pulled out his gun and shot the zombie.
Like, hey, watch this part. I love this part.
the only one that I will rewatch over and over again is Scrubs.
Scrubs.
I
There's some
love
shows that I can
Scrubs.
watch over and over again, but, like,
Yeah.
only in, like, passing. I'm not going to sit down and dedicate time
Yeah,
to
I'm
it,
not
you
going
know
to
what I
sit
mean?
there and be like, I'm watching this. I'm watching this
Reno.
now. It's
Yeah,
if
can
I
watch
see
Reno.
something that
Yeah, but
piques
that's
my
just, like,
interest about,
skit-worthy.
about
It's like watching SNL over and over again.
like if I
shit's
see
funny.
skits on Facebook and it pops
Well,
up
if you
like
go long enough, you forget them.
Yeah, exactly.
like I said, if I see skits on Facebook that shows like Vikings or I'm like, yeah, I want to watch that episode again. You know, something like that. Then I
Why do you just watch a random episode? That's weird.
why would I
See, like
I
a show like
dedicate
Vikings,
myself
though,
to
I'd have
9
to
more
watch in
seasons of
order.
it
I couldn't
again?
just
when
Because
I
you've
know-
already done it 17 times since you've been
So
on this
let me go.
podcast.
So I'll just watch one episode that I know.
Sounds weird to me. Because then you're going to be like, 2 days later, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, I got to watch this episode. And it's like a season and a half later, and you're like,
I don't know.
oh,
I
that's
could
just weird
watch-
to me.
I don't know. If I had to recommend a show that you haven't seen yet, I would recommend Stranger Things. It's a good show.
Absolutely.
It's a very good show.
Breaking Bad.
See, I've never seen Breaking Bad, but I don't need to because I know everything that happens in it because everybody's spoiled every aspect of that show.
Well, see, that's how I felt about Star Wars, but I eventually watched that.
Yeah, but that's like 6 hours of your time, not fucking 8 seasons of your time.
It's kind of the same
It was 6
situation
hours
for
of
Game
my
of
time.
Thrones for
And then they
me.
kept making fucking movies, and I got out.
Right.
Like
I
said,
haven't even seen a couple of the movies.
That's
so.
kind of the same situation for Game of Thrones for me. You'd always hear always people talking
I
about
agree. Game of
So
Thrones
it's
got
just
to be
I
that
guess
way,
it kind of is at that point too.
Yeah.
And then my kids.
Because I've
were
never
always
watched
talking
Game of
about Stranger
Thrones, but I
Things.
know everything about it.
Right. I should go back and rewatch that though. See, that's kind of like what they say about Breaking Bad. Oh, it's the getting there, it's the journey, and seeing the episodes and seeing all these things. That's how Game of Thrones is. They can say all they want about it, but there's a lot of shit that happens in that show with characters and things like that.
I get it.
But
I also don't really like medieval
right.
fantasy type
See, yeah, if you're not
stuff.
into that kind of, that's why. But I kept telling Madison because she loved Lord of the Rings. I'm like, then watch the fucking Game of Thrones.
She did? She liked Wars.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
She about came over this table and him a few times.
I couldn't believe how many times she watched the movies.
Dude.
Like I fought with her to watch them with me because I have them all on. But I was like, Madison, just watch the first one with me. And she's like, but I hate these movies. I fell asleep during it. Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, watch it with me. I made her watch it with me.
You created
Next
a
thing you
monster.
know,
This
she's
is
like
your
bugging
fault.
me. But when are we watching the next one? When are we watching the next one?
This is your fault.
And then but she grew obsessed. She wanted the books. She sat seeing all the fucking director's cuts like 9 times.
I was about to ask if she see the theatrical and the
Yes.
extended cuts.
Yes, the extended cuts and the theatricals.
No thanks.
And she read all the books multiple times. I'm like, I've never seen, especially at her age, she was 16 at the time, 16-year-old obsessed with fucking with Lord of the Rings before. Like, that's crazy to me. Hey, I guess I did something right.
I was kind of that way when it came out with Harry Potter stuff back then.
I never
used
got
to.
into
I didn't
Harry
either.
Potter.
I didn't get into that.
Well, my 6th grade teacher.
I've
Mr.
watched them
Hamlinger,
all. I think they're good movies. And everything.
Mom had me watch a couple of them, and I can't even tell you what they were now.
Well,
I remember
like I said,
Train.
I think I've seen
Mr.
the first
Humlinger is
4.
the one that introduced
Prisoner
me
all
of
of
Azkaban.
They're
I think,
good.
was the one
They're
that
good
she made me
movies.
start watching stuff.
So my teacher, Mr. Humlinger, introduced
Phoenix.
our class pretty much to
Order of
Harry
the Phoenix
Potter.
is the
And,
5th
like,
or
everyone
6th
that's
one.
I don't
was
hate-
in that class with me.
I
They
can't
were all
remember.
obsessed.
It's either
I
the
don't
fifth or
hate
sixth
Harry
one.
Potter. I just don't have
4
an interest,
is
if that makes sense. You know?
Yeah, I get it.
not the Prisoner of Azkaban.
It's
I
the
think
same
that's
thing
2.
as like the medieval stuff. I'm just not into it.
3 is
The only medieval
the
movie
Goblet
I've
of
liked
Fire,
has been Willow. I love Willow.
and then I don't remember. Honestly.
You might like Vikings.
I might be wrong though about the order.
Yeah.
They're-
Oh,
It's got
maybe
good-
I've seen
It's got
5.
good stories.
Which one is it?
Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the Phoenix used to be my favorite,
That's the 5th one.
but then I
That one-
rewatched them all, and I'm like, I take that back. The Deathly Hallows is the shit.
That's the 2.
Deathly Hallows and
That's the 2.
yeah, the 2-parter.
Yeah,
The last 2.
Yeah, think
I
I've
even
seen
like
up
the
to
new
5.
ones that came out. The ones about the beast or whatever.
Well, now yeah, those ain't bad.
Those are pretty good too.
But now they're doing the TV show for. I'm like, why, man? Like, you got 8 of these goddamn movies out. Like, why do you need to do that? I think
Right.
there's 8, right?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think so.
There's 7 movies.
But I think
But
the Deathly Hallows is
was
considered
part
the
2,
7.
There's
So-
2 of them, so
so
there's 8 of them.
8,
Yeah,
technically,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, why do you need to do a fucking TV show on something that we've already got 8 movies for? They'd be like doing Star Wars all over again in a series.
Don't.
Like, yeah, why
don't,
would you?
don't shh.
Why? Don't give them the idea. Guys! I got a
Disney is
great
listening.
idea.
Calm the fuck down
Disney
over
would be
there.
the one- Disney would do that shit.
They
dude.
would.
They're listening.
They would totally do that shit.
I've only seen
Well, they pretty much already started.
4, 5,
I mean,
6, and
They
1.
would, but they'd fuck it up somehow.
they
I
do
lost
have
the fucking,
TV series of Star Wars.
I
There's
like
just different, like,
Jar Jar.
Ahsoka.
I like
there's the
all of the
Yeah,
Star Wars
but, I mean,
movies
like,
except
if
for
Disney
episode
were to
1.
Rebel or whatever.
I don't
If
like
Disney
episode
were to
1.
remake
Except for
those,
the best part about
they'd
episode
fuck it
1
up.
was Darth Maul.
I should go.
Just like they did
Watch
Lilo and
Mandalorian.
Stitch, Snow White.
I mean, I'm.
All right, now I think we're all just rambling separately.
We are.
Everyone's like, all right, there's too many conversations going on.
We're out.
Yeah. Anyway, I tell you what, we'll be here next week watching Quiet Place 2. So, be here with us or else.
Or else?
Yeah.
What happens?
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
We'll figure something out. Anyway, toodaloo.
Goodbye.
Bye.